Welcome at Painting at School. This lesson is about the color theory of Rudolf Steiner. It is almost 100 years ago that Steiner held the lectures for painters. It contains 3 lectures and it is in the book Colors. These lectures are not easy to read. It means you read it and you can't understand it. These lectures must be done page by page. He gives a lot of indications and each time you have to try out on paper with paint what is meant to find out what is meant. It's a totally other approach than Goethe. Goethe's colory is based on darkness and light. Light before darkness, darkness before light. But Rudolf Steiner's color theory is based on the 4-folded image of man. So it starts with the physical world, the mineral, the lifeless, the bones we have in our body. It's connected with death, the lifeless part. And then the second part is the etheric body. The etheric body who gives life to the minerals. It let us grow. It is found back in the plant world. And then we go to the animals. They are ensouled. They have a soul. The part of the astral body we have also. So we have a physical, etheric, astral body, and then man has an eye. So based on these 4 parts we have 4 colors, 4 image colors. Steiner tells us about image colors and luster colors. So for the start it is important to understand what is the difference between image and luster. Image. Take the sun. The sun is shining light. And we have the moon. The moon is also shining light. But indirectly. So if you look at moonlight, there is something in between. It is the surface of the moon reflecting the sunlight. So you could say the sun is an image for the luster colors, and the moon has an image quality. Take for instance a portrait of somebody. If you look at a portrait, a photo of somebody, a picture, it's not the person itself. Yeah? It is taken, it is an image of somebody. So you don't have directly contact with this person, but you see him, but it's not himself. So that's the difference between luster and image. So the image colors, they reflect something else. If you look at an image color, it is not the color itself. You don't see the being of it, it's behind it. It's reflecting in this color. And the luster colors, they show very directly their will and their being. They're radiating. There's always a kind of shadow over the image colors. So I will paint for you the luster colors. There are 3, you know them already, and the 4 image colors, and then we will change the image colors to the 4 parts I told you about: the mineral world, plant world, animal world and man world. And at last I will give the luster colors, yellow, blue and red, an image quality. Sometimes it's needed to do this. So we will start with painting. And yellow likes to radiate. So I take quite strong in the center. For this demonstration I use thick aquarelle paper. I didn't wet it, so the results are much quicker. Though I make it thinner, yellow likes to grow to all sides, to shine over the paper. And covers the whole paper into the corners. Yellow is mentioned by Steiner as a luster color of the spirit. Like spirit is going through everything and want to spread out. It is radiating. It's not at one location, it is everywhere. So this is meant to be a radiating yellow. The luster color, the luster of spirit. Now we go to the upper side with blue, close to the darkness. And there's not a shining inside outside, but just from outside inside. So we start outside, quite strong, blue, going around, and then it likes to radiate to the center. So it will be thinner. There's appearing a space. Blue like to have a space in the center. Totally different movement as the yellow. Opposite to the yellow. And blue, this inner space we have as human beings, also an inner space, and it's called the soul. This is the luster of the soul. The luster of soul is blue. And now we go to the red. The red is different. It has both qualities. Quality of the yellow and the quality of the blue. It's a very active color. So it is everywhere. Everywhere on the paper. It's a very strong color here. So it's active inside, outside. So we can paint the red everywhere in the same intensity. A little bit less, a little bit more, inside, outside. So we see the difference. And red is connected with life. Everywhere in nature you see plants growing, starting growing in spring. By the trees you see the red color. And if we get enthusiastic and warm, we are red in our face. So red is connected with life, the living. It is the luster of living. So we have the luster of spirit, the yellow, the luster of the soul, blue, and we have the luster color, red, of the living, of life. Now we will go over to the 4 image colors. So we start with the 4 image colors, and we start with green. There's a green layer around the world as plant vegetation. So I do a kind of experience. We have a soft red here. Because if we look at green, we don't see the life itself, because the luster of life is red. That is this color. And we will see the difference between green painted on this red layer and green on the white. So we take strong yellow from this side, and cover this part with the yellow. And we cover it over the red. It's already different. Now we take the blue to make it green. Don't need so much blue to get it green. So you see a very fresh green here. And now it will change. You will see a darker, we call it for plant green, because there's red in it. So the plant green is an expression of the life which is in the plant, the etheric body. This green has a radiating quality, it has a luster quality, it's still radiating. Here it is down like a shadow. You can have very different variations of this green. You see it better if you just take this here, or you see this green. Later on I tell you this is connected with the mineral world. This is connected with the plant green. So green is an image of the living. Green is an image of life. And if you look at a plant, it is not moving, it is not changing during 1 hour, 1 day. So Steiner called it lifeless, a lifeless image, a dead image of the living. I take it away and continue with the incarnation color. That is the next color of the image colors. And for incarnation color, our skin color, we need all the colors around. So we can start with the yellow. And we take a red. Make orange in between. And we take the blue. Skin colors are all over the world different. You can make them all different in this way. So we make some violet here. So we paint colors Goethe's color circle around, and then we need some green here down. Now we start to paint all this color to the center. Make it a little bit wet. Should not be too strong. So I take some from the red here. Paint it over the surface in the center. Take some blue and green. And all the shiny quality of the color circle colors will disappear. A kind of a shadow in the center, and I take yellow over it. Some orange. And you see a kind of skin color is coming out. It's a little bit pale now, so it should be more colors in it. If you want to do this in a better way, you need veil painting. That means I have to let it dry all the time before I take another color. But I do it in the wet technique, so it is not so easy to make it a little bit more intensive. But now it comes already. A bit more red, more life in it. Some more yellow. And I show you later on more examples of this. And more blue in it. You get a little bit more brownish color. So the quality of these radiating primary colors disappear. Show you in this way what's coming out and the difference if you look at the radiating primary colors. So there's always a kind of shadow, darkness in the image colors. And it is an expression of our soul. Our soul reflects in our skin color. So it's the soul's. This is a very lively color, because if you have, it is cold, get a little bit pale or blue, you're seasick, a little bit greenish, you get enthusiastic, you get a little bit more red in it. So it is changing all the time. So it is a very living, lively color, a living image of the soul. That is this image color, the living image of the soul. The third image color I will paint is white. Can we paint white? Yes, we can. All the image colors contain the three primary colors. These are a little bit thinner. So I take just a little bit yellow. Make it even thinner. Kind of a veil of thin yellow. This paper takes a lot of water, so I need more water to make it thinner. So you just see some yellow here. And now I take a little bit red. And it will change to a little bit orange, golden yellow, and cover the whole. It will not be a radiating white, but a white with a little bit shadow over it, like the snow outside. So now we need a little bit blue. And if it is too bluish, I should take yellow and red again. But just for this example demonstration, it's enough. You see, the white paper is changed in totally other color. Just very fine nuances. So I keep the white on it. Then you see the different. This is the soul image, this is the image of the spirit. On many paintings, the Renaissance, you see white as an expression of the spirit, in figures, in imaginations. And we only can reach the spirit in ourselves by developing our soul. We have to take steps in development to pick up the spiritual part of our body, our spiritual possibilities. So it is a soul's image of the spirit. And now we have an image color left. And it is black. How to paint black? Well, we just start in the same way, but we take a little bit stronger yellow. So we need strong colors, and if you do it in layers, in veils, you can also take soft colors to get a black image color. Black as an image color. So we start with yellow. It's also surprising for children that you can make black out of the three primary colors. Now we take red. See what happens. Yeah. Be nice to get a strong orange. And blue is the opposite color, the complementary color of orange. And if you put complementary colors together, it's always getting black. We will see. So you see already blue, but also black parts. Not very black. That's because of the technique of wetting wet. But you can imagine if you go on, let it dry, and you paint again, all these three colors, you come into the black area. And we have no connection with the black world. Absolutely darkness. Put yourself in a room without light. And in some minutes you lose your concentration and your orientation. You really don't feel well in totally darkness. So it is not a soul's image or a very lively, living image like the other colors. If you want to connect yourself to the black, it must be done in a spiritual way. So it is the spiritual image of the lifeless. Black is the spiritual image of the death, of the lifeless. Well, it's not very black, but you see tendency in it. Pieces of black in it. So you can continue this with other layers. Now I give you a summary from what you have seen. So we have painted a radiating yellow, a red and a blue, the three luster colors. And the green, incarnation color, white and black. And then we look here to this schedule about the lifeless, the living life, the soul and the spirit connected with the four image colors. So if we go to the green, it is the image of the living. Incarnation color is the image of the soul. White is the image of the spirit. And black is the image of the lifeless, of the death. But now we have words to this image. It is the lifeless image of the living, this green. It is the living image of the soul, because the skin color is changing all the time. And then we have the soul's image of the spirit and the spiritual image of the lifeless in the black. So if we put all these words together, we have green is the lifeless image of the living, incarnation color is the living image of the soul, white is soul's image of the spirit, black is the spiritual image of the death. And then we have the three luster colors, the luster of the spirit, the luster of the soul, and the luster of the living, of the life. The next lesson we will do the image colors connected with the minerals, the animals, plants and the human being.